Is social media ripping the world apart? Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. An article from the UK Guardian. Former Facebook executive says social media is ripping society apart. A former Facebook executive says he feels, quote, tremendous guilt over his work on, quote, tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works, joining a chorus of critics of the social media giant Facebook. The former vice president of growth over at Facebook, he left the company in 2011, said, quote, the short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops that we've created are destroying how society works. There's no civil discourse, no cooperation, misinformation, and mistruth. The remarks were actually made back in November, but just now coming to light. He had said during his speech at the Stanford Business School, quote, this is not about Russian ads. This is about a global problem. It is eroding the core foundations of how people behave by and between each other. He also said that he was something of a conscientious objector to using social media, a stance echoed by others. Quote, I can't control them, said of his former employer. I can control my decision, which is I don't use it. I can control my kids' decisions, which they are not allowed to use social media. So is social media really the culprit here? Is social media really tearing apart the fabric of society? I really don't know if you can blame social media 100% on this. As my mom would say, some people just don't know how to act right. And I think that when people post on social media, a lot of folks think that, one, they're anonymous, so they can say whatever the hell they want. Just go through and look at any YouTube video, and you can see the number of comments that are just horrible comments. I've had some on some of my different videos, from, everyone from, racist, remarks, people who were, I would assume, white, making racist remarks, about, African Americans, and African Americans making racist remarks towards me and others. Also those who are, I've had neo-Nazi stuff posted on the comment section. Basically, you know this, going through the comment section on a YouTube video can be a landmine of nastiness, but it's the same thing for, in online newspaper comment sections, anywhere where people feel that they're anonymous and they can get away. They become keyboard warriors, so they can say whatever they want. Also, I do think that social media it has contributed to the problem of tribalism, where we stay in our little bubbles and we just don't want to hear anyone else's opinion, any other opinion that may hurt us, or we think may hurt us, or any other opinion that we disagree with. Social media has contributed to the tribalization, the bubble effect, if you will. But social media is not the only culprit here. Look at college campuses. College campuses full of young snowflakes who don't want to hear opinions that are different than their own. They don't want to hear conservative opinion. They don't want to hear pro-capitalism. And on the flip side, there are some on the conservative side who don't want to hear liberal opinion. They don't want to hear a liberal argument. It's something that we've got to figure out at some point, because while social media has made it to where everyone has a sounding board, everyone can throw their opinion out there, it's made it to where we do not want to hear that other side. We do not want to hear that other opinion, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy to not have a healthy, good debate. We have to have that as a functioning society. We need to hear the other side. We should want to hear the other side, and the other side doesn't always hurt your thought process. Sometimes it can actually enhance your thought process. You can learn more from the other side. I don't just, read Fox News. I watch different news shows. I watch different opinions. I read editorials from all across the political spectrum to find out different information. More people need to do that. It's about gaining more information, not less. We have a problem with that in our society. So is it just social media that's tearing apart the social fabric here in the United States and across the world? No, it goes a lot deeper than that. Just blaming social media is kind of ignorant, in my opinion. It's just a first step maybe at saying that there's a problem, but it runs much deeper than that when we shut out everyone else's opinion and then hate people because they're on a different political spectrum than we are. There was a poll, and I'll wrap this up shortly. There was a poll that was done before the election that showed that Hillary Clinton supporters, by a large number, could not be friends with those who supported Donald Trump. Even lifelong friends, you had Hillary Clinton supporters who were more likely to end friendships and relationships with someone who was a Donald Trump supporter. Now, you had some Trump supporters who would end friendships and relationships with Clinton supporters, but it was mainly coming from the other side. It shouldn't happen like that. We should be willing to hear other ideas, debate those ideas, respect other people. Granted, there are some dumbasses who are out there, and you kind of know who those people are already. But is social media ripping apart society? No, it's just making it easier for everyone to have an opinion, and you know what they say about opinions. As for me, I get paid for my opinion, so, it's all good. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great